In 1904, before credit cards, before banking apps, before the word budget was something you argued about at dinner, a Japanese journalist sat down with a plain notebook and invented a way to handle money that was so simple and so effective that 120 years later it still quietly outperforms most of the apps on your phone. Her name was Hani Motoko, and she was Japan's first female journalist, working in a time when women couldn't own much of anything. And that's exactly why her method works. It wasn't built to impress an editor or sell a course. It was built to give a person with limited money complete calm control over every single yen of it. The whole thing runs on 4 questions and 4 boxes. No subscriptions, no spreadsheets, no guilt. You'll have all 4 questions before minute 3. Let's go. I'm Charlie. This is Charlie's Money. Here's why most budgets die within 2 months, and it's probably not your discipline. Apps are brilliant at recording. 47 transactions, colored pie charts, a cheerful little notification every time you buy a coffee. Sam's tried 4 of them. 4 apps, 4 graveyards. But recording is not the same as deciding. The app tells you what already happened. After the money's gone, when there's nothing left to do about it but feel bad. It's a rear-view mirror bolted to your wallet. And nobody keeps opening an app whose only feature is regret. That's why the notifications start getting swiped away, and why the app quietly joins the graveyard by month 2. Kakeibo flips the entire order of operations. It puts 1 page of paper and 30 seconds of honest thinking before the month begins, instead of a guilt report after it ends. The tool is not the point. Paper, phone notes, whatever. The 4 questions are the point. Here it is, the whole method, the same 4 questions she published in 1904. Question 1. How much money is actually coming in this month? Not roughly, actually. Question 2. How much of it do I want to save? And notice, you pick that number first, before you've spent anything. Remember that. It matters later. Question 3. How much am I spending? And question 4? The one no app ever asks you. How can I improve next month? Then, every expense you make goes into one of 4 boxes. Survival, rent, food, utilities, the stuff that keeps the lights on. Optional, the wants, restaurants, shopping, subscriptions, the fun. Culture, books, a class, a museum, anything that grows you as a person. She considered that its own category, not a luxury. And extra, the surprises, the repair, the gift, the vet bill you didn't see coming. That's it. That's the entire system. 4 questions before the month, 4 boxes during it, 1 page of paper. It even has a name that's been working for 120 years, the Kakeibo Method. And that's the full method. 4 questions before the month, 4 boxes during it. Now let's fill out yours, the 60-second version. No special journal required. And stay to the end, because one of those 4 questions is doing about 80% of the work. It's the one almost everybody runs last, and running it first is what pulled an extra $210 a month out of Dana's budget without her earning a cent more. Watch Dana run it. 1 page, real numbers, money coming in, 4,200. Question 2, her savings number. We'll come back to that one. Now the boxes. Survival, her 2,800. And you might recognize that exact number. It's her floor from last time. The essentials don't change just because the notebook is new. Now the optional box, and here's where it gets interesting. $640, not from big purchases, not from one wild weekend. From 3 streaming services she watches one of, 2 delivery apps doing the same job, and a gym membership she hasn't used since February. Money leaking out in amounts small enough that no single one felt worth stopping. And the culture box? 0. Not $1 on anything that grows her. That empty box tells you more about a budget than any pie chart ever will. So Dana makes 3 cuts. Just 3. All from the optional box, all things she genuinely stopped noticing. The extra streams, the second delivery app, the ghost gym. $210 a month back in her pocket. Nothing about her actual life changed. Same shows, same dinners, same routine. Except one thing. Now she's the one deciding. Now let's give that number a job. 210 a month is $2,520 a year. Remember Dana's emergency fund from last time? The floor at 2,800? 1 year of Kakeibo cuts nearly builds the entire floor by itself. Not from a raise, not from a side hustle, from noticing. And that 150 a month we talked about dripping into her fund last episode? This is where it actually comes from. This is the machine behind the machine. The questions find the money, and the fund gives the money a job. 2 episodes, 1 system. Even Sam, 4 abandoned apps, remember, refused to buy a journal, refused to download anything. He stuck 1 sticky note on his phone with the 4 boxes scribbled on it. Week 1, found $40. It's not the beautiful notebook doing the work. It's the questions. Now, the promise from the beginning. Of the 4 questions, the one doing about 80% of the work is question 2, how much do I want to save? And the secret isn't the question itself. It's when you answer it. Most people save whatever's left over at the end of the month. And there is never, ever anything left over. The month eats it every time. Kakeibo runs it backwards. You pick the savings number before the month starts, you move that money the day you're paid, and then you budget what remains into the boxes. Spending gets whatever savings didn't take, not the other way around. That's the whole trick, and it's 120 years old. You cannot accidentally spend money that already left the account. Dana's version takes this 1 step further than 1904 could. It's automatic. The savings transfer themselves on payday morning, the boxes split what's left, and the page takes her 5 minutes a month. A century-old idea running on autopilot. So let's stamp it. 4 questions before the month. Money in, savings first, spending, improvement. And question 2 goes first, the day you're paid. 4 boxes during the month. Survival, optional, culture, extra. 1 page, 5 minutes, no app required, and it's been quietly working since 1904. Here's your homework, and it takes 10 seconds. But be honest with yourself. Which box is your money leaking from? S, O, C, or E? Drop the single letter in the comments. My bet is most of you are O people. The quiet subscriptions, the double delivery apps. Prove me wrong. I'll be down there reading every single one. Next time, 50, 30, 20. The most famous 3 numbers in budgeting. Invented in 2005 by a Harvard bankruptcy professor, quoted everywhere ever since. And in 2026, one of those 3 numbers is quietly broken for most people. Which one, and what to use instead? Next time on Charlie's Money. Subscribe so you don't miss it.